In the enterprise market, if you look at all the projects, in fact, all the major projects are built with Java. And it's not something which I'm talking about late 90s or early 2000s. I'm talking about recent event as well. So Java has been there in different technological booms. So starting from when I started my career, it started with big data. And one of the biggest tool, Hadoop, was built using Java ecosystem. And later on, maybe in around 2020, when blockchain was booming, the enterprise part of it, which is Hyperledger Fabric, most of the project was built using Java. And now, in the AI hype, I can say, or maybe a AI era, we are still using Java. Now, it's not like Java is a preferred choice for AI, but if you look at the enterprise market, most of the applications are built with Java. And now they want to inject the AI capabilities. So how do we do it? So of course, you can use different languages there, but the preferred choice would be to build these AI capabilities with the help of Java itself. And not just simple API calls. We're talking about how do you build agents, because this is the year of agentic AI. So how do we build agents with Java? And that's where we have this course called Mastering Agentic AI with Java. Now, if you go to the course page, there are different things available here. You can check them out. But let me explain those things one by one. And I'm assuming that you are in the course page. So let's understand what are we going to learn here and how do you implement those things in your enterprise application. So let's get started. So the course name is Mastering Agentic AI with Java. But you have to remember one thing. Before you get into Agentic AI, the first thing you have to understand is the AI engineering concepts. So our flow will go in that way. So if I expand this, there are different modules here, and we have done proper research, what are things needed for Java developers, and that's what you will find here. Now let me give you a course overview. So the prerequisite for this is Java and Spring Boot. Java is actually enough, but if you know Spring Boot will be helpful because there is a topic called Spring AI in which you are going to use Spring Boot. But then if you are not sure about Spring Boot, but you know Java, you can still work with Google ADK and the LangChain for J. So if you know Spring Boot will be helpful, otherwise Java is something which is required. And don't worry, once you enroll for this course, we will give you the content to do the revision of those concepts. The duration for this course is 4 months. This is a live course. Okay, so you are going to learn things live. And this will be a weekend batch, so Saturday and Sunday. Timing, I will tell you in some time. Okay, so what will be the outcome? You can build the autonomous AI system. Okay, now let's look at the flow, how we are going to do this. We are going to start with the foundation. Now see, if you are building agentic AI, you need to understand how AI works. The basics of AI, of course, we are not going to master machine learning and all those stuff here, but basics are important. So we'll start from NLP foundations, we'll understand what is agentic AI, and then some deep learning concepts, what are transformers, then we'll focus on the different types of LLM, what is token, because this is very important when it comes to the price as well, the cost to the company. And first we'll understand what is hallucination, and then in the course we'll try to understand how do you get rid of it. And then we'll also focus on, this is just a walkthrough of Hugging Face integration, how do you work with it. There are a lot of tools which are going to hit. We are not able to put everything here, but this is what is required. Now, once you understand the foundation, let's head towards the implementation. Now, there are different ways of implementing here. If you see, there are 3 options which we have. We got Spring AI, and recently we got Spring AI 2.0, so we are going to use that. Then we'll work with the Google ADK, and then LangChain for J. Now, there are multiple reasons why we took these 3, why not something else? Spring AI, since we are in the Spring Boot ecosystem, most of the projects are built with the help of Spring Boot. So it's important for you to understand Spring AI. But let's say if you are in the Google ecosystem, that's where people are going to use Google ADK. And then what if you are someone who has built a Java project, or maybe the company is working on the Java project, but they're not using any framework, they might want to work with the LangChain for J. And if you want to work with the agents, Spring AI at this point don't have a good way of doing an agent. But then if you want to build agents, we can use Google ADK and LangChain for J. Now let's look at the content for Spring AI. In fact, before look at the content, let me talk about the production as well. So this is not a course where we are only looking at the theory part of it. So theory is important. But the major focus will be implementation. Trying out something, things are not working out. How do you solve that problem? So it will be fun. But then the actual thing would be to deploy this on the cloud, right? So something which is running, right? So we are going to make it production ready, and we'll also see how do you handle the infrastructure for it. And then, of course, projects are there. So let's look at the Spring AI part now. So in Spring AI, we are going to focus on different stuff here. The thing is, we got different LLM providers, right? We got from OpenAI, Anthropic, Google. If you don't want to pay for them, you can also use the local models. We are going to look at that as well. So we're going to start with how do you connect with the LLM with the help of Spring Boot. Then we'll focus on how do you work with the advisors. We'll try to connect with the local models. Can be Olama or LM Studio. They have different options. Then we'll focus on the RAG part as well. But before getting to RAG, we have to understand what is vector databases. We'll talk about RAG. It's a new swag. I don't know. Then we'll try to work with the MCPs. Now, very important, right? So maybe even if you're not in the AI zone, you still might have heard about MCPs. So we'll work with that. And then there are different models which you're going to work with. So it's not just about text, the audio, video, images. So we'll work with this. And there are a lot of topics here. Just to make it short, we went with this. Once we are done with this Spring AI, we'll focus on the ADK, the Google ADK. Now, if you want to create agents, this is a very good tool. So we'll understand the architecture of ADK. We'll understand different aspects here. How do you make agents? How do we do configuration? How do you create the workflow? How do we work with A2A protocol, which is agent-to-agent protocol, and of course, the deployment part of it. And we will do that on Google Cloud. And let's look at the alternative of LangChain, because if you are in the Python world, you might have heard about LangChain, doesn't matter in which domain you are. Now, since LangChain works with Python and it's a good tool, what about Java? In that case, we got LangChain for J. The creators of LangChain for J are not same as LangChain, but it's a very good implementation for Java, the LangChain part of it. In this also, we got different things here. It's a bit different from Spring AI, and we'll highlight those things when you are doing this course. Almost the same flow. The different would be we can work with the agents here, right? So we'll understand the agent workflow. How do you build agents here? And most important, the human in the loop. Now, if you're thinking AI is going to replace humans, not exactly. We still have wisdom. Maybe AI is more intelligent, but we still hold the wisdom. And that's what we'll see. How do you work with it? Once you have worked with all these tools, of course, remember one thing, it's a huge course, 4 months, right? Then we'll move towards the production part of it, in which we'll try to understand how do we do fine tuning of the models. We'll work with the SageMaker as well. Then to observe, we got Grafana, and we'll do model evaluation, which model is best in which scenario, how do you do fine tuning of it, how do you do the fact checking if AI is giving you something, and of course, the performance tuning and rate limiting. See, the cost of AI is going up day by day. It's important for you to understand how do you use the same service by paying less. And then once you know all these things, we'll work with the project as well. Now, we have not highlighted all the projects which we're going to do, but just to give you a picture, we are going to build an e-commerce application. Of course, we could have done something complex, but understand we are not here to build application. We are here to understand how do you add AI capabilities in your application through maybe a smart search, adding agents to it. How do you automate the process? So we'll try to understand those things. And of course, how do you monitor your application, how it's behaving? This is what this is all about. Now, you will get to know more about the course content in the course page. The UI of this page might change based on when you are checking this, because we are doing this on our own platform. So we are still changing certain things about this page. Maybe we will add more AI features during the course. That's still under development. Now, this course is starting from June 14th. So I'm recording this on 12th of May. So in 1 month, the course is going to start. The timing is 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. IST on the weekends. It's a Saturday and Sunday. And you can go through the entire course content here. You can check the course content here. There's a about section as well. And also go through some FAQs. Now, if you're not happy with the course, you can still ask for the refund. I know a lot of people have concern. We are paying for the course. What if we don't like it? You can ask for the refund till 30th of June 2026. After that, it will be difficult. So once you understand how we teach, what are the concepts we are covering, if you're still not happy, you can just ask for the refund. Now, since we have some time, I want to give you some more information about the course if you're still dicey. So basically, what happens is when AI came into picture, it was more about how do you work with chatbots and stuff. But now things are changing. It's more about how do you work with the agentic AI. And when you do that, it's not just about building a small agents, right? It is very simple to build agents. But how do you work with, if you have multiple agents, how do you orchestrate that? Uh, what are different frameworks available? So like something we have React here. Now, this is not a front end part of it. Then next part is if you're still confused, in the AI world, people are talking about it's all about Python. See, not exactly. Yes, Python has its own advantages, but if you look at the enterprise market, most of the projects are on Java and they are waiting to integrate those AI features in the application. And when you want to integrate it, you will prefer AI integration with Java. So again, just to highlight, 4 months course might go for 5 months, depending upon how well we are doing. It's a weekend batch, Saturday and Sunday, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. IST. Remember that's IST. It's a live course. There are a few modules which we will give you for recorded, some basic stuff, the prerequisite for Java and Spring. But the major part will be live. There will be downloading session as well after the session. And these are the prerequisites. So if you still have any more questions, you can connect with our support team. If you're watching this on YouTube, let me know your questions in the comment section. We'll try to answer that. And as I mentioned, if you don't enjoy the course, you can ask for the refund till 30th of June, 2026. And it's enough of waiting. It's time to upgrade yourself and start building agents. So see you in the course, everyone. I hope you're excited. I'm excited. Bye-bye.